Of the national anthem here in Kalispell, Montana. Thank you for those who just joined on YouTube for the audio stream. Audio should be working now. Apologies that it wasn't working in the open. And also sorry for flashing everyone a little picture of myself while setting up the stream. But for those just now being able to hear on YouTube, let's go over the lineup again for the Oakland Ballers. 8-5, second year under Aaron Miles. It'll be Buggs, Monteith, and Druick, Buford, Harris, and Almanza, Lozano, Tatum, and Leahy. Tremaine Cobb Jr. is out tonight, but is expected back either later this series or next week. So he hopefully has avoided a major injury. It at least seems that way as of now. Starter today for the Glacier Range Riders is Ty Bothwell. Bothwell, Wednesday at Missoula in a 5-5 tie, knockout round win for Glacier. He went 6, gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. So very good for Bothwell, who has made 2 starts this year, has a 6.75 ERA, an 0-1 record in 10 2/3, 3 walks to 14 strikeouts for the 24-year-old from Hebron, Indiana, who pitched for the Hoosiers before making his pro debut last year with Glacier, even starting Game 4 against Yolo in the championship series and going 5 scoreless in that game. Defense behind Bothwell. In the outfield from left to right, Tonkel, Liniak, and Clarkson. Infield from right to left, Casarella, Beard, Howland, Manzo, and Mendoza does the catching. The one thing to note, I talked about it yesterday, J.D. McLaughlin has been released by the Glacier Range Riders, their leadoff hitter yesterday, who was hitting .345 on the year and had collected 19 hits, was one of the best stolen base threats in the league, is ineligible to play in the Pioneer League. And so Glacier could not have him on their roster any longer. We're ready for action now from Kalispell, a little bit late here from Montana, the mountainous Kalispell with the mountain ranges in right and left field. Left, you got to look a little bit further out in the distance, but some high mountains with a plane taking off right now from left to right in foul right field. Oakland, again, going with the green uniforms, the gold numbers on the back, Oakland in white on the back of those jerseys, gray pants, green socks for Darryl Buggs standing in right side. The lefty Bothwell on the hill in all white with the forest green cap. And his first pitch of the night is a ball outside at 7:09 local time. That is 6:09 back on the West Coast in Oakland. And a strike. So it is 1-1 on Buggs, who last night had a very productive performance, drove in 3. Taps this foul. Darryl Buggs the second, 22 years old from Atlanta, Georgia, 2 for 5 with 3 RBI and a triple last night. First triple of the year for Oakland. He's in a 1-2 count, though, as Bothwell, the lefty, kicks and fires. Buggs strikes out. High heater, 93 off of the zone. One away. It's a good start for Bothwell. Oakland can't get the leadoff man on. 1 out here in the top of the first, no score. The Ballers and the Glacier Range Riders, the runners-up last year in the Pioneer League, lost to the YOLO High Wheelers in the championship series. Cut and a miss by Monteith. Nothing in 1 on the righty hitter. 0 for 1 yesterday in a pinch hit appearance. Fouls 1 back, nothing in 2. Pat broke that pinch hit curse. He had only picked up hits as a pinch hitter this season until Sunday when he went 2 for 5 with 2 RBI, his first 2 hits as a starting player in the Ballers lineup. Next to Pat, pop foul off to the right, out of play. Another cool night in Missoula. It'll warm up tomorrow. First pitch temperature of 71 degrees. Oh-2. Lefty Bothwell comes home. And Monteith cranks it to center field, but Liniak is right there. Only a few paces in before making the squeeze. 2 away. Davis Druick next. And what a night for Davis last night. 2 home run game, both opposite field bombs, and the scoreboard, the video board out in left center field, shaking in its boots right now as the big lefty Druick stands in against the lefty Bothwell. First pitch is bounced in the other batter's box. So 1-0 on Davis, who's on a 7-game hit streak. 4 homers in his last 5 games. No score, top of the first, 2 outs, bases empty after the Ballers got 2 in the first inning yesterday with a Davis Druick 2-run shot. Bothwell attempting to put up a 0 there for Glacier. Late time granted to Davis Druick. The pitch delivered right down the middle by the pitcher Bothwell. Home plate umpire tonight is Kelly Atkinson. Tyler Malacca down there at first. Rob Minter, last night's home plate umpire, shifts over to third base. (1-0) hit high to left field. Tonkel towards the line, makes the squeeze. Nice run and catch as Bothwell claps and shows his appreciation to his catcher and the fans after a 1-2-3 first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left for the Ballers as we head to the home first. Oakland and Glacier doing battle here in Kalispell. Range Riders coming up when you return on 860 AM The Answer. Here from Kalispell, Montana, no score in the bottom of the first inning. Ballers facing the Range Riders of Glacier as we are near Glacier National Park, one of the most pristine national parks in the United States of America. Glacier's lineup tonight, led by Todd Pratt in his first year. They're 7-6 this season. It's Kenny Lavari, the DH, in the leadoff spot in place of J.D. McLaughlin, who was released because of his ineligibility. Gabe Howell, the shortstop, bats second, back in the shortstop position after DHing yesterday, and he had missed the prior week with a concussion. TJ Clarkson, the right fielder, hits third. Kingston Liniak, center fielder, is their cleanup man. Xavier Casarilla, the first baseman, in the 5 slot. Gavin Tonkel starts for the first time this series for Glacier. He'll play left. Efren Manzo, the third baseman, hitting 7th. Logan Beard, second baseman, in the 8th spot. And Angel Mendoza, the catcher, bats 9th. Dylan Matsuoka, the starter, he's been lights out and has put up nearly identical outings in his first 2 starts for Oakland. They have given him a ton of run support, the righty. And his first pitch of the day is low, 1-0. So against Ogden, they won 16-1. He went 5 and struck out 7. Gave up just 1 earned run. And then Thursday against Grand Junction, a 9-1 win for Matsuoka. He locates strike 1 outside. And in that start, Matsuoka went 5 again, 3 hits again, an earned run again, 7 strikeouts again. Again, these are all the same as his first outing. He did walk 1 more batter, just 2. Ground ball to short, gobbled up by Leahy. His first test, he fires a perfect dart over there to first base for out number 1. Leahy, of course, filling in at shortstop for Tremaine Cobb Jr., who is injured, but it seems like not for long, which is a great sign for Oakland. One out, bases empty for Glacier. Brings up Gabe Howell, righty hitter. First pitch to him, flown foul off to the right. Howell last night 0 for 3 with a couple walks and a couple strikeouts as well. No score here in the bottom of the first inning. Oakland and Glacier. Game 2 of the 2025 road slate for the Ballers. Next pitch, top of the zone, fastball at 92. A pitcher strike for sure. Looking at TrackMan, that ball just caught the top of the zone with the bottom of the baseball. So Matsuoka way ahead. His 0-2 pitch is in the dirt, breaking ball, no chase. And the turf, I should say, all turf field here in Kalispell. Forest green colored wall wrapping left to right. It's a high wall in right field. I'm not entirely sure why. Ground ball to second. Few hops for Harris. He collects, throws in time, 2 down. It is actually shorter to go to left field. So I'm not sure why there's essentially 2 fences stacked on top of each other in right, almost like a mini green monster. It's 338 to right and only 328 to left, so a clear advantage for the righties, you would think. But any hitter can get it out of here with the elevation. We're above 3,000 feet here in Kalispell. First pitch to Clarkson might have gone 3,000 feet in the air in front of me in the press box, third base side, and it hits a fan on their right side. Thankfully, it hit probably the meaty part of the body around the stomach as it was coming down. And the woman sitting next to him was unfazed, so that is a good sign. It's a good thing she got out of the way because it almost hit her. Either way, it's 0-1 on the lefty Clarkson. 0 for 4 yesterday, Clarkson. 93 high. 1-1 on the lefty, 23 years old, 6'2", 220 from Gilbert, Arizona. Drafted by the Reds in 2019 in the 33rd round. Grounds this one up the middle, gets past the dive of Harris. He went all out, but could not corral it. And it's the first hit of the ball game for either side. Clarkson comes through with a single, his first knock of the series. And that also snaps an 0 for 19 skid for Clarkson. He was hitless in 4 straight. So he gets off the schneid, brings up Kingston Liniak with a runner on first. 2 outs, no score, bottom of the first here from Glacier. Liniak, right-handed hitter. Matsuoka's first pitch is a fastball right down the middle, but fouled off. Late swing from Liniak. He was 0 for 3 yesterday. 2 through 4 in the lineup. Held hitless yesterday. They did walk a few times as Liniak takes outside at 91. That was called a ball by Kelly Atkinson despite being well in the strike zone. But too early for Tyler Lozano to challenge, so it's 1-1. Next for Matsuoka. Swing and a miss, 83. Went with some sort of off-speed pitch. Looked like maybe a tight slider for Matsuoka there. He's way ahead, 1-2, looking to get out of this inning. Gets a ground ball towards third, but foul. Liniak, 24-year-old from San Marcos, California. Franchise player for the Range Riders, third-year Range Rider. Bounced around a bit last year. 3 different pro leagues he appeared in and ended up back in Kalispell. Another 1-2. Inside at 93. Fastball didn't miss by that much. Count evens up at 2 apiece. 2 outs for the Range Riders in the home first. Runner at first is Clarkson after he singled past the second baseman Harris and into center. Next for Matsuoka. Swung on and missed. Slider, got him, buried it in the turf. And Matsuoka has his first strikeout. He strands Clarkson at first base. Glacier is held scoreless in the first, and they strand Clarkson at first in the frame. We go to the second. 0-0 between Oakland and Glacier. This is Oakland baseball on 860 AM. The Answer.
Rotating CEO host.
Top of inning number 2 here from Kalispell. The Ballers and Glacier Range Riders playing game 2 of a 6-game series. Batters 4, 5, and 6 to face Ty Bothwell, the lefty, who pitched a 1-2-3 first inning. Glacier did have a hit in their first inning. But all the same, it's 0-0. As Cam Buford stands in from the right side against the lefty, Ty Bothwell. Nevada Cullen with you, here from Kalispell. Thanks for tuning in on your Wednesday evening. First to Buford is a called strike outside corner. So 0-1. Buford fouls one back, 0-2. 2 for 5 yesterday, Cam. Scored a couple runs, also struck out twice. But picked up his 5th multi-hit game of the year. Oh, 2 count. Bothwell steps off. Buford, 23-year-old from Chicago. 11 games played, 349 hitter. He's driven in 9. And he swings and misses. Fastball at 94. Way above the zone. Bothwell with a second strikeout. Struck out Bugs to start the first. K's Buford to start the second. Danny Harris up next. 1 out, base is empty for the Ballers. Harris hitless yesterday. One of 2 Baller starters without a hit against Glacier in the 12-2 win. He went 0 for 3 with a sac fly. Swings and misses at 91. Right now the Ballers are chasing the fastball. That was high and outside, just above the zone. Bothwell continuing to work ahead of hitters with his heater. And Harris dribbles one off the plate. A high hop for Bothwell, who has to turn and fire quickly, but accurately to first for out number 2. Just thumped it off the plate, did Harris. He's out 1-3. Brings up Christian Almanza. Almanza has an 8-game hit streak. 2-hit game yesterday. Doubled to left center field. Scored once, drove in one. Lefty batter, lefty pitcher. Almanza takes in. No score. Top of the second inning from Kalispell, with Bothwell and Matsuoka both being good pitchers so far this year. I wouldn't be surprised if this were a low-scoring game. Yesterday was low-scoring on one side, 12-2, Ballers won. Almanza bounces one foul towards the Baller dugout, first base side. Nice snag by, it looked like maybe Zach St. Pierre? No. Who was that? They're turned away from me right now. I'm not quite sure. Oh, I think it was Pat. That was Pat Monteith. Forgot the Ballers aren't in the field. Almanza cut and miss, 1-2. 13 games played. He's hitting just .288, which is surprising considering he's on an 8-game hit streak. He has just 15 hits. Almanza takes a fastball high and away. Didn't miss by much. Actually would have been overturned to a strike. It's a very hitter-friendly strike zone so far from Kelly Atkinson. That one clipped the top of the zone according to TrackMan. 2-2 with 2 outs. Almanza shoots one foul to the screen left side. Christian with 4 doubles, 3 homers. So despite his .288 average, he's slugging .538. 2023 West Coast Conference Co-Player of the Year at St. Mary's. Almanza takes high and in, 3-2. Stockton native. And he's been a big contributor early for the Ballers. Count is full. Almanza waits. Pitch from Bothwell is hit back to the screen. Nice lefty-lefty fight here. That time Almanza got an off-speed pitch in and maybe was sitting fastball and reacted late. Bothwell steps back on the rubber. Third base side, looks in for the sign and comes set. After a little hop, he comes home. Almanza swings and foul tips it into the mitt of Mendoza, and Bothwell picks up his 3rd strikeout in just 2 innings. Striking out Buford and Almanza in this inning, a perfect 1-2-3 second. We go to the home second inning. Glacier got a hit in the first, but couldn't come up with any runs, and they're trying to be the first to tack one on the board here in Kalispell. It's 0-0 as we head to the home second from Kalispell, Montana. This is Oakland Baseball on 860 AM, The Answer. Here from Kalispell, no score in the bottom of inning number 2. Casarella, Tonkel, and Manzo to face Dylan Matsuoka. I'm Nevada Cullen. Thanks for tuning in on your Wednesday evening to some Pioneer League action as we flash back. It's time for this day in Oakland baseball history. June 4th, 2024. A year ago today, the home opener at Raimondi, the first ever Ballers home game, a sellout crowd of 4,100. They would lose to the Olo High Wheelers, but that was not important. The important part was baseball in Oakland, as it should be. Righty-righty matchup here. Matsuoka and Casarella. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. The starter that day for Oakland was Derek Cherry, former McNeese State product. There's outside, 1-1. Crowd was chanting, "Let's go Oakland," in that first inning. Cherry would go 5 1/3. Dondre Hubbard started the scoring, swing and a miss, 1-2. In that game a year ago today, the Ballers' home opener, their first ever home game, he hit a 2-run homer in the opening frame. So even though Oakland lost that game, 1-2 is high, they'll always have the memory, the Ballers faithful, of that Dondre Hubbard 2-run blast. Hubbard, the franchise player last year for Oakland. And of course it was him to go yard in that first home game. 2-2 for Matsuoka. Protection swing fouled away to the right by Casarella. Yesterday, Xavier Casarella extended his hit streak to 4. He nearly knocked Luke Short out of the game, literally. Swings and misses here. Matsuoka gets revenge with 93 down the chute. And Matsuoka has back-to-back strikeouts, 1 down in the bottom of the second. No score. Base is empty. Gavin Tonkel, first we've seen of him. 22-year-old from Brentwood, California. Quite a few Californians on this Glacier roster. First to him, he's early on 92. Tonkel last played Sunday at Missoula, 1 for 3, a run, a double, a walk, and a strikeout. He swings and hits one back to the screen. He's only appeared in now 7 games, hitting just .294, 5 for 17 for the 22-year-old outfielder. 0-2 is lifted to shallow right. Harris goes out. Racing in is Monteith, and the catch made by Harris, 2 away. So far, Matsuoka has made pretty quick work of the Range Riders. Still doesn't have a 1-2-3 inning, though, because Clarkson had a single in the first. But he can get a 1-2-3 inning here against Michael O'Hara's collegiate teammate, Efren Manzo. Talked to Michael after yesterday's game. Those two played together all 4 years at Santa Clara. That's ripped back to the screen at 92, 0-1. No score, bottom second, 2 outs, no one on for Glacier. And Manzo and O'Hara teammates at Santa Clara for 4 years. Mike told me, "Oh yeah, I love that guy." That's tapped foul, 0-2. Well, I'm sure Michael loved his offense at Santa Clara. One of the greatest power hitters ever for the Broncos. 31 career homers for Santa Clara, 4th all time. But he's down here 0-2. Matsuoka working from the first base side of the rubber. Rocks back and fires. Swing and a miss at 94. Blew it by him at the top of the zone, and Matsuoka picks up his 3rd strikeout through 2 innings, matching Bothwell punch for punch in the early going here from Kalispell. No score. We go to the 3rd here from Montana. 0-0 between Oakland and Glacier. You are listening to Oakland Baseball on 860 AM. The Answer. Back here from Kalispell. Ballers and Range Riders knotted up 0-0 here in game 2 of a 6-game set. Good stuff so far from Bothwell and Matsuoka, both with 3 strikeouts. Only 1 hit allowed between the two of them. That was Matsuoka in the first. Bothwell is perfect so far. 3 strikeouts, 2 flyouts, and a ground out. He will face 7, 8, and 9, and that means 3 right-handed hitters against the lefty pitcher. Lozano, Tatum, Leahy to hit. Let's see if Lozano can be a dancing queen. Just heard ABBA playing over the public address system here in Glacier. First to him, high and outside. I'd assume Lozano only would put on the dancing shoes if he were to go yard. He has not yet this season. 4 in 2024. Second-year Oakland baller. Lifts one foul off to the right, 1-1. Lozano on a 3-game heater. 1 for 4 Sunday against Grand Junction. Did not play in the opener. It was Dylan Tatum getting the start behind the dish. Lozano takes high and away. 2 balls and a strike. Tilo, 25 years old from Stockton. St. Mary's High School, played with Dylan Tatum and Christian Almanza. 2-1 pitch. Lozano taps it to third. A couple hops for Manzo. His throw in time. Gets him by a step. 7 up, 7 down for Bothwell. 1 down here in the top of the third, no score. Dylan Tatum next. Perhaps one of 2 hitters yesterday without a hit in the Ballers starting lineup. Will be the first to get a hit against Bothwell. He was 0 for 4 with a walk and 2 strikeouts in yesterday's 12-2 Ballers win. Ballers used a 6-run 6th inning to grab that victory. Cut and a miss on 83 from Tatum. Nice backdoor breaking ball there from the lefty, Bothwell. Tatum takes another breaking ball in. Strike 2. Tatum drafted by the Twins in 2021 out of UC Irvine. 20th round pick. Takes in the turf, 1 and 2. Played in the Twin system from 2021 to 2024. Played in the Florida Complex League. Rookie ball in 2021. Wichita in 2022, that's double A. Then back down to single A in 23, high A in 24. Tatum takes way in, 2 and 2. Had some very good challenges last night. He challenged 2 pitches that were called balls, got them both overturned for strikes. And he's worked the count even here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bothwell, the lefty, kicks and delivers. And Tatum watches ball 3 outside. Challenge granted. A late challenge there from catcher Angel Mendoza. And this is overturned. And it's a strikeout. So I don't know about that. The time, it felt like Mendoza waited a lot to challenge. He didn't realize maybe it was called a ball by Kelly Atkinson. Maybe waiting for him to ring up Tatum. But that call should help the Ballers in the long run because it was outside on a righty, and we saw Matsuoka do the same thing earlier, and it was even closer to the plate. That pitch was at least on the edge. Matsuoka's didn't even touch the edge of the plate. First pitch strike to Leahy, 0-1. So now Matsuoka hopefully will get that outside pitch call. So all things are not lost by that early Mendoza challenge, although Tatum was retired with the strikeout. 0-1. Leahy cuts and misses, 0-2. And with 2 outs and the bases empty, Bothwell is a pitch away from his 3rd straight 1-2-3 inning to start this ball game. No score, top 3 here from Kalispell. Pitch from Bothwell. Swung on and missed. Really high fastball, 94 in the attic, and Bothwell fished at the fastball. 5 strikeouts for Bothwell. He's perfect through 3. We go to the home third. Glacier trying to erase their goose egg in the score column. 0-0 between the Ballers and the Range Riders here from Kalispell. This is Oakland baseball on 860 AM The Answer. Here from Kalispell, no score, bottom of the 3rd inning. Ballers and Range Riders. Nevada Cullen with you. Vince back on our 860 AM The Answer studio. And 8-9-1 will face Dylan Matsuoka for Glacier. They have 1 hit so far but no runs, and Matsuoka has 3 strikeouts. If it's a strikeout battle between him and Bothwell, Matsuoka needs 2 more to tie, 1 to pass him. Bothwell and Matsuoka both struck out 3 through the first 2 innings. Bothwell added a pair of Ks in the 3rd, keeping Oakland off the board. He's perfect so far. Matsuoka has the 1 hit and base runner allowed. Faces Logan Beard to start the 3rd inning. First pitch to him is high and tight. Beard over 3 last night in the 12-2 loss for Glacier. Struck out 3 times, walked once, scored once. That was not after the walk. Swings and misses at 89, 1-1. That was after a drop 3rd strike in the 9th. He would come home on a run-scoring triple by McLaughlin, who is no longer on the roster. That's pop foul, out of play right side. I talked about it briefly yesterday. J.D. McLaughlin originally ruled eligible by the league, but because of a few games played earlier in his career in the minors, just by a few games, he was technically ineligible for the Pioneer League. Pitch outside, 2-2. You can only play 3 years of pro ball to play in the Pioneer League. The exception, the franchise player, which each team can only have 1 of. 2-strike pitch. Nearly grabbed the high inside corner. 92, it did miss. Correctly called a ball, 2-2. But McLaughlin, their leadoff hitter for Glacier, he's gone, and now they've gone to Lavari in the leadoff spot today. Next to Beard, the righty. Chops it foul of 3rd. Logan Beard, 300 hitter in 10 games. 2 doubles and a homer. Played at Louisville for 3 years before finishing his collegiate career at NAIA IU Southeast. That is, of course, Indiana University Southeast. Payoff. Called 3rd strike, outside corner, challenged by Beard. And that one, to pull you behind the curtain, to open that curtain just a little bit, was well in the strike zone, located on the low outside corner. But, you know, it's not even, sometimes those calls are close. That was nowhere close to being a ball. It was firmly a strike, and Beard strikes out looking. That's the 4th K for Matsuoka. Just needs 1 more to tie Bothwell in the strikeout battle. I think that might be how we decide this game in the end. Here's Mendoza, the catcher. He takes a strike outside. 0-1. So I think if this game does end 0-0, which it won't because it's the Pioneer League, we decide the winner by strikeouts. Foul ball, 0-2. If Matsuoka strikes out more, then Bothwell, then the Ballers win, and if the opposite happens, then the Range Riders win. These two pitchers have been excellent so far. Next for Matsuoka, to Mendoza. Righty-righty battle. And that is stroked into left center field. Mendoza with a base hit. The former high wheeler comes up with a one-out single. Fielded by Bugs in left center. It's a second hit today for the Range Riders. That was a great pitch, too, from Matsuoka. Slider below the zone, and Mendoza just stayed on it long enough and poked it, leaning out in front of the plate, poked it into left center for a hit. Mendoza, his first hit of the series. After a hot series against Missoula, he has his first hit of the season against Oakland. Here's Kenny Lavari. Leadoff man takes strike one. First time through the order. 4 strikeouts for Matsuoka, 2 hits allowed, no runs. No score, bottom of the third. 1 out runner at first is Mendoza. Pitch to Lavari. Way upstairs, high and away. Lavari grounded out to short his first time up. Lefty wields a bat with a golden barrel and a red handle. Rests it near his back left shoulder and takes as it gets away from Lozano. That's a pass ball that allows Mendoza to go down to second. A miscue from the Oakland catcher puts a runner in scoring position with 1 away. That looked like the changeup from Matsuoka. I wonder if there was a miscommunication there or if Lozano just couldn't catch it, maybe just had too much run to it. Correction, the count is 2-1. I think I might have said 2-2 because the scoreboard says 2-2. It is 2-1. The scoreboard has been wrong a bunch this series, though. Wouldn't be the first time. Next for Matsuoka, his 2-1 pitch, just off the edge at 92. Now with an open base at first, you can get away with walking Lavari, but you don't want to put too many runners on, and I'm sure Dylan wants to respond with a strike here on 3-1. Instead, he misses high and away. That was nowhere close at 92. So it's the first real threat of this ballgame by either side. Ballers don't have a base runner. Range Riders had a base runner in the first, but that was all. 2 on for the first time in this game. Glacier has 2 on with 1 out in the bottom of the third. No score, and Gabe Howell at the plate. Howell did not play in the Missoula series because of a concussion and then went 0 for 3 yesterday. Grounded out to second his first time. Matsuoka would take a ground ball here because it could result in a double play. No score in the bottom of the third, and time is called. Howell, the 4th year Range Rider, played in the team's first ever game back in 2022. One-0 count. Pitch skips in, it's 2-0. So, I believe it was actually a pitch timer violation called on Dylan Matsuoka. And not, in fact, time called. There was time called, but it is 2-0 now on Howell. With 2 on, pitch for Matsuoka. A necessary strike, perfectly placed outside corner. Howell, 26 years old, from Somerville, Georgia. Takes high and tight at 90, 3-1. Big spot for Howell, who, again, 4th year with Glacier, hit a 2-run homer, leading the Range Riders to a 2-0 win in Game 1 of the Pioneer League Championship against Yolo last year. He's known for his clutch hits for this ball club and has a chance to get one here on 3-1. But Matsuoka bears down and throws him a breaking ball. He chased it, 3-2. One out, first and second. No score, bottom of the third. Glacier trying to take the lead for the first time in this series. Righty-righty battle, Matsuoka and Howell. Matsuoka's pitch is Ball 4 at 91, low outside. Just missed the corner. Good job by Lozano not to challenge. But a worrying sign for the Ballers is Matsuoka has walked back-to-back batters. He had only walked 3 this season in his first 2 starts, and he's walked 2 in this inning to load him up for the 3-hitter and T.J. Clarkson, who singled in the first. That was Glacier's lone hit until Mendoza's single to start this inning. Mendoza at third, Lavari at second, Howell at first. 1 out, bases juiced for Glacier. Nothing game. Can they get to Matsuoka here? First to the lefty, Clarkson. Outside, on the edge, strike 1. Clarkson snapped an 0 for 19 skid with his single up the middle in the first. Next toss from the righty, Matsuoka, to the lefty. Important stop on a pitch in the turf. Lozano smothered it. 1-1. Clarkson, a second half addition for the Range Riders in 2024. Made his debut on July 30th. Drove in 10. And he cranks this one to left. This is down the line and extra bases. 2 hops and off the wall. 2 runs are in. Being held up at third is Howell, but Clarkson comes through. It's a 1-out, 2-run, 2-bagger, and Glacier leads for the first time in the series. He got a fastball, Clarkson, above the zone, and he hit it the other way, scoring Mendoza and Lavari. Second and third with 1 out for Liniak. Glacier attempting to put up a more crooked number here in the third. Off the end of the bat, foul by Liniak on the first pitch for Matsuoka. It is 2-0 Glacier. Bottom of the third inning, 1 out. Second and third, Howell and Clarkson. Next pitch low and away. And Liniak struck out his first time, but possesses a real threat. 6 of his last 7 hits have gone for extra bases, 3 doubles and 3 homers. Range Riders trying to pour it on here in the third. Pitch from Matsuoka. Swung on and missed at 92. He's executing now. And he's way ahead of Liniak. It's 0-2. Pitch in the dirt. I believe it is actually 2-2. Missed a pitch somewhere. I think the first pitch was a ball, and I had forgotten. So it's 2-0, 2-2 now on Liniak with 1 out and 2 in scoring position. He has driven in 13 already this year. Righty-righty matchup pitch. Grabs the zone. Strike 3 called. Challenged by Liniak. It's a confirmed strike and a strikeout. And so after getting their first challenge right, Glacier has struck out on their last 2. And Liniak goes down looking with 2 runs in scoring position. It's a big strikeout for Matsuoka, who notches his 5th K of the day. Really nice pitch on that last one. Fastball bottom of the zone, just clipped that bottom of the zone. And now it's Xavier Casarella. Aaron Miles is out here. I don't think he would pull Dylan Matsuoka at this point. It's way too early. The pitch count is not elevated yet. This might just be the Tuck strategy against Casarella. Okay, what does this guy have? 2 outs, second and third for Glacier. 2 runs in this third inning. They scored on the T.J. Clarkson 2-run double the opposite way to left. Davis Druick in left field today. We've seen him at third base, but not yet in left. That was a play I don't think any left fielder would have made, that that double down the line. And so we'll see Druick hopefully tested later in this game. You don't want him tested here, though, necessarily. If you're testing him, you want an easy fly ball to left field. You don't want something scary here with 2 outs and 2 in scoring position for Casarella, the righty. First toss. Outside for ball 1. 2-0 Range Riders, bottom of the 3rd. Howell and Clarkson, the runners, in scoring position. Casarella, the righty, takes bottom of the zone, strike 1. Next, in the turf, 2-1. Empty base at first, so Matsuoka can't afford to pitch around Casarella. He did strike him out, though, in the second. 2 for 4 with an RBI yesterday for Casarella. And he takes a strike at 81. Inside corner on the breaking ball. The slider front doored him. Matsuoka now evens the count at 2-2 with 2 outs. Big pitch coming on the first base side of the rubber, working from the stretch. Reaches in his red mitt. Lifts the leg, comes home. Gets a weak grounder foul towards third. Casarella, 22-year-old from Fort Worth, Texas, drafted by the Cardinals in 2021. Released in 2024 by the Astros. He never signed with the Cardinals. Did eventually sign with the Astros out of college. Seminole State, Oklahoma, a junior college. 2-2. That's high. 92. A little tight. Count goes full. Would expect, honestly, breaking ball here from Matsuoka with an empty base at first. Second and third, 2 outs. 2-0 Glacier. Payoff pitch from Matsuoka. Pop up behind second. Leahy wants it. The shortstop makes the one-handed squeeze for out number 3. Glacier on the board first. 2 runs in the inning on a pair of hits. No errors and 2 left on base. 2-run double by TJ Clarkson opens the scoring. 2-0 Glacier over Oakland. We go to the 4th on 860 AM The Answer. Back here from Kalispell, bottom of the 4th inning. Or, correction, top of the 4th inning. Ballers being no-hit, perfect gamed right now by Ty Bothwell. He is perfect through 3 and has 5 strikeouts. Ballers trailing 2-0 against the Glacier Range Riders. Back to the top of the order for Oakland to face Bothwell. It will be Bugs, Monteith, and Druick. It's the first game this season that the Ballers have missed out on having their star shortstop, Tremaine Cobb Jr., who is hurt. He is injured. He injured his, I think it was the right ankle. That's speculation. Don't take me on that. Yesterday, fielding a ground ball, an infield hit in the 3rd inning by Glacier. That is why he's out. He will be back, hopefully later this week, maybe early next week instead. So Bugs at the plate, lefty pitcher, and the righty Bugs takes a ball outside. Ballers would benefit from a bit more patience the second time through the lineup. First time they were chasing a lot, especially the fastball. Bugs fouls off a breaking pitch inside, 1-1. 2 of his last, actually, back-to-back games now for Darryl with multi-hit games. 2 for 3 Sunday against Grand Junction. 2 hits last night, including a triple. Boggs swings late at 91. That was right down the middle. And I think the ball's got a little bit of cut to it as well. It might be just a hard cutter from Bothwell. That's fouled back at 93. But I'm thinking maybe because he's a lefty, I'm reading the horizontal break wrong. It is 1 and 2 on Boggs. And he drills one into center field, but it is caught. It holds up for Liniak. A line out for Boggs. But a good sign. Second time through the order. The Ballers hopefully will have a little more hard contact. They really didn't have any the first time through. Pat Monteith next with 1 out, bases empty. Ballers trailing 2-0, top of the 4th. First time they've trailed this series. They led wire to wire in game 1. First to Monteith is low and away. 23-year-old from Charleston, South Carolina, went to North Greenville University, D2 school. Blasted 53 bombs there. Monteith cuts and misses, 1-1, and chased a fastball outside. Monteith has appeared in every game. Takes a ball, 2-1. This is his 14th appearance, Monteith. About half as a starter, half off the bench. He's been good in a pinch hitting role, but only 2 hits as a starter. Those both came on Sunday. Monteith takes low and in. He's in a hitter's count. Does have 1 home run this season. That was a pinch hit bomb. 380 feet to left at Ramondi. Hitter's count here for Monteith. He takes off the plate. Ballers will take it. Bothwell ends up going 3 1/3 perfect before allowing a base runner. And no one you'd rather have as the tying run than Davis Druick. 4 homers in his last 5. 2 yesterday, and a season-high 4 RBI because both his home runs were 2-run shots. Ground ball past the shortstop Howell into center field. Going first to third is Monteith. He's safe, and that will likely be the first hit of this game. I think it would be harsh to call it an error on Howell, but with a no-hitter, oh, okay. I was going to say, the no-hitter is gone. They have ruled it a hit. I was going to say, a pitcher's throwing a no-hitter, usually on a close play, you rule it an error, but I think that would have been very harsh on Howell the way that ball was stung. 105 off the bat of Druick, who is now on an 8-game hit streak. Big chance for the Ballers here with first and third, 1 out. Cam Buford, first pitch swinging, hits it high to right field. This should get a run home. Clarkson out there in the right center field gap makes the squeeze, jogging home. Monteith throw goes towards second. It's a sac fly for Cam Buford. He reaches double figures with his 10th RBI of the year. It's 2-1 Glacier. Ballers on the board here in the top of the 4th inning. Buford gets the job done. The way Bothwell's been pitching, the Ballers will absolutely take that sac fly. Brings up Danny Harris. Druick, by the way, stayed at first base. First pitch to Harris is low. Want to know the count on Danny. Harris grounded to the pitcher last time and swings and misses there. That was a breaking ball. Some sort of off-speed pitch. It's 1-1 now on Danny Harris. Time called. Lefty pitcher Bothwell stands in the stretch. Comes home. Harris a cut and a miss at the fastball, 93, top of the zone. 1-2. Bothwell attempting to get out of this inning without further damage. Runner at first is Druick. After his single, moved Monteith to third. Monteith scored on the Buford sac fly, now 2 away. And the 1-2 pitch, high and tight at 94. That'll brush you back. 2-1, Glacier leads top of 4. They got 2 in the third. Ballers respond immediately with a run in the top of this inning, the 4th. 2-2 the count. Harris rests the bat on his right shoulder. Pitch in the turf. That's a really good hold from Danny Harris. Had to fight himself not to swing at the breaking ball. Runner goes on 3-2, 2 outs. It's ball 4 low. Went with off speed that time. Bothwell and Harris would not fish for the ball in the turf. Second walk of the inning for Bothwell. So we saw Matsuoka run into trouble in the bottom of the third. Here in the top of the fourth, it's Bothwell who has to battle through some adversity. He faces Christian Almanza, who struck out his first time. 2 outs, 2 on for the Ballers, trailing 2-1. First to Christian is lifted to left field, sending Tunkel towards foul ground. It's out of play. Towards that Range Riders training facility in left. Beautiful sight. Glacier Bank Park, Flathead Field in the Flathead Valley of Montana. Mountains overlooking the action in right and left, even some peeking out in center. Tall trees dispersed throughout the outfield behind the wall. 0-1 to Almanza. Checking the runners, Bothwell, he delivers. And Almanza takes in. Mendoza tried to steal a strike there and frame it, but he dropped the baseball. It was way inside. Ball and a strike on Almanza. He climbs back in left side. Trying to put the Ballers in front for the first time today. Druick at second, Harris at first. 1-1. Almanza takes low. Bothwell going away from that fastball now. He threw it on back-to-back pitches, actually, to Almanza, the first 2 of the at-bat. But he is mixing in the changeup and breaking ball a bit more here in the 4th. Ballers already 1 in this inning. 2-1. Almanza swings, floats it to center field. Liniak is there in left center. Makes the one-handed put away for out number 3. Couple walks in the inning for Bothwell and a couple stranded for the Ballers. They get 1 hit and they score 1 on the sac fly by Cam Buford. No more shutout, no more no-hitter, no more perfect game for Bothwell. All of that erased in the top of the 4th. We go to the bottom of the inning. 2-1, Glacier leads Oakland on 860 AM. The Answer. Back here from Kalispell, the Ballers and Glacier Range Riders doing battle in Montana. 2-1 Glacier leads in the bottom of the 4th inning. Gavin Tonkel, Efren Manzo, and Logan Beard will hit here in the home 4th. Dylan Matsuoka still on the hill for Oakland. Here in the bottom of the 4th, we will venture out of this press box here in Kalispell. It's time for the wide world of baseball. It's time to go to Goshen, Kentucky. First pitch is a ball, 1-0 to Tonkel. Logan Beard is due up 3rd in this inning, so we have plenty of time to talk about Goshen. Now a strike, 1-1 on Tonkel, who popped up to 2nd his first time. Logan Beard is from Goshen, Kentucky. Foul ball off to the right. 1-2. Goshen is located just outside of Louisville, a little northeast. 1-2, a sword from Tonkel, and Matsuoka has his 6th strikeout after the half swing. 1 down. Bottom of the 4th, 2-1 Glacier leads. No one on. Efren Manzo next. He struck out his first time. So Goshen just outside of Louisville. Logan Beard ended up playing at Louisville for 3 years, his first 3 years. He's, of course, on deck. This is Manzo. But what do you need to know about Goshen? That's fouled back. Today's Wide World of Baseball, presented by Wikipedia. Founded in 1849, the community was first known as Saltillo for the Mexican city near 1847 Battle of Buena Vista. As there's a pop-up to the right side of the infield. Caught just in the outfield by Danny Harris, 2 down, and here is the man from Goshen, Logan Beard. Notable people from Goshen, Justin Thomas is listed. Sometimes it's people aren't from or aren't born there, but they're maybe lived there for a time. Here's Beard. First to him is a strike. 0-1. 2 outs, bases empty, 2 on Glacier. It says Justin Thomas is from Goshen, Kentucky. The golfer, of course. Foul tip gets the home plate umpire, Kelly Atkinson. And his childhood home course, Justin Thomas, Harmony Landing Country Club is in Goshen. So he's played at that club for many years. I don't really care for golf. But Justin Thomas is pretty good. Even I know that name. 0-2 is in the turf, 1-2. Thomas 5th in the PGA Tour ranking right now. He's no Scotty Scheffler, but he's pretty darn good and represents the U.S. well on the golf stage. They're giving Kelly Atkinson time after he just wore a foul ball. It's 1-2 for the Goshen, Kentucky native as we conclude the wide world of baseball here in the bottom of the 4th. Matsuoka hoping for a 1-2-3 4th inning. The righty deals. And just missed high. 92 above the zone. No chase there from Beard. Beard struck out looking his first time. Challenged unsuccessfully, I believe. He takes low and away. Count goes full. Payoff pitch, righty-righty battle. Beard circling the bat behind his helmet. And he takes low for ball 4. That's the 3rd walk issued by Matsuoka, who walked 2 in the 3rd. One of those walks came home to score. He issues a 2-out free pass, which brings up Angel Mendoza, the former YOLO high-wheeler catcher. He won a title with them in 2024 in their inaugural season as their starting catcher. One of the best defensive catchers in the Pioneer League, but also has some pop in the bat. School record in 2023 at Union with 25 homers, swings and misses. 0-1. Mendoza was good against Missoula, homered twice, 4 doubles in that series. He was fantastic a week ago. And now it looks like a pitch timer violation is issued. Either that or time was called. Pitch to Mendoza, skips in for a ball. But Mendoza also has had some big hits against the Ballers. A year ago today, he homered at Raimondi in that first home game ever for the Ballers. 1-1 pitch. Mendoza takes inside for a ball at 90. 2-1. Runner on first for Glacier, leading Oakland 2-1 in the bottom of the fourth. 2-1. Challenged by Tyler Lozano. Looked like that pitch was above the zone. And Lozano is incorrect. So Oakland can still challenge up to, I believe, 5 times, unless I missed one earlier in this game. They have 2 challenges remaining, but if they get them right multiple times, then they can use all of their given 6 challenges at the start of the game. 3-1 hitters count for Mendoza. Runner at first is Beard with 2 down in the fourth. Mendoza takes high, and there's the second straight walk. That pitch was near the same spot, but higher than the previous pitch that Lozano challenged. So 2 walks in consecutive innings. It's easy to say this is the most inconsistency we've seen from Dylan Matsuoka so far. He had walked just 3 in his first 2 starts combined. But 2 2-out free passes has brought his total to 4 here in the fourth. Bottom of the fourth inning, 2 outs, 2 on for the leadoff man, Kenny Lavari. What's even worse than 2 free passes with 2 outs? 2 free passes with 2 outs to the 8 and 9 hitters would be your answer. Next, Kenny Lavari. His walk-up song. You can hear it. I turned the crowd mic up so you could. That's the band Phoenix. That's from the album, I believe it's called 1901. Their Pink album. That is ripped to second. Backhand Harris flips to second for the out. Nice play by Danny Harris. Covered ground on a ball scalded to his right. Makes the backhand and then the flip with the bare hand to Leahy. So fielder's choice ends the frame. Mendoza's the one retired, 4-6 on the base paths. And the 2 2-out free passes do not bite Matsuoka in the end. No hits in the inning for Glacier as they put up a goose egg. We go to the 5th. 2-1. Glacier leads Oakland as we go to the 5th inning on 860 AM The Answer. Back here from Kalispell, 2-1 lead for the Glacier Range Riders over the Oakland Ballers here in the top of the 5th inning. 7, 8, 9 to face Ty Bothwell, who was perfect through 3, but he fell into some trouble then in the 4th inning. Walking a pair, Druick singled, Cam Buford had the sac fly to put the Ballers on the board. So that's where we stand. 2-1, Glacier leads, and Oakland attempting to tie it with just a run here in the top of the 5th inning. Nevada Cullen with you And back in our 860 AM The Answer studio, Vince joins us. Thank you for tuning in tonight on your Wednesday evening on not Flow Sports, 860 AM The Answer, and on YouTube. If you're watching on Flow Sports and listening to this broadcast still, then props to you. Scott does a good job. Scott Gladstone, the Glacier Range Riders broadcaster, as Lozano fouls one off to the right. 0-1. But selfishly, I like when y'all listen to me more than the visitors broadcasters. I know y'all miss Tyler, of course, but he'll be back. Tyler fouls one back, 0-2. Tyler Lozano, that is, at the plate. Tyler Peterson, Ballers broadcaster and assistant GM, will not be traveling on the road except for one series this season. He will be at one of the Rocky Mountain series. It will be me the rest of the road games. You'll hear Tyler at home. Don't worry. Lozano takes in the turf, 1-2. Tilo, first time up, grounded out to third. The lone hit against Bothwell is Druix from last inning. Lozano foul tip into the mitt of Mendoza. That's strike 3. And Bothwell is up to 6 punch-outs. Did not strike out any last inning. And Bothwell in his first 2 starts struck out 8 and then 6. So the 6 today is just par for the course from the lefty, who now faces Dylan Tatum. First pitch outside, 1-0. The lefty, Bothwell, an engaged man. He'll get married next fall. Misses outside there to Tatum. 2-0. 2-1 Glacier leads, top of the 5th. 1 out, bases empty for Tatum. Bothwell proposed back in 2024. Went viral for his proposal while he was playing for the Indiana Hoosiers. They won their regional game, playing in the Knoxville Regional. I believe it was their opening game of the regional. Tatum taps one past Bothwell. This could be an infield hit, but there's a nice play by the third baseman Manzo running across the diamond for out number 2. Base is empty. Ballers trailing the Range Riders 2-1 here in the top of the 5th. Nick Leahy struck out his first time. He's up here, righty hitter against lefty Bothwell, who, again, is engaged. Proposed to his girlfriend at the time on the field after an Indiana Hoosiers win in regionals in 2024. Had his teammates sneak him the ring behind the back. Pitch outside on Leahy, 1-0. And then he got engaged. And Scott Gladstone, their broadcaster, asked him about it, said, you know, would you have proposed if y'all lost that regional game? Swing and a miss. 1-1 on Leahy. And Bothwell said there was no way we were losing. His team had his back, and they did, in fact, win. And he got to propose to his girlfriend, and she said yes. Swing and a miss. It's now 1-2 on Leahy. It's funny, she said yes. Normally it's, you know, it's okay, it's pretty obvious. She said yes, otherwise we wouldn't be telling you about the proposal. But that's the question my fiance's grandfather asked her. Did you say yes? Well, did you see the ring? Way outside. It's now 2-2 on Leahy. I do love my fiance's grandparents. They're fantastic, both sets of them. And I'll get to see them in July. In a month. For the 4th, that is when Tyler Peterson will be on the road in Rocky Mountain. Pitch to Lee, he fouled back. Still 2-2. Entered for Cobb yesterday, Nick Leahy. And picked up his first pro hit in RBI, a single up the middle in that 6-run 6th inning. 2-2, 2 outs, base is empty. Ballers trailing 2-1. And Leahy fouls it off to the right. We're almost halfway home here in the 5th. Leahy climbs back in, standing at the very back of the box, but still tight to the plate. Pitch from Bothwell. Swung on and missed. That's his 7th strikeout, 92. Didn't have to climb the ladder too much. It was still in the zone, but Leahy still missed and strikes out for the 2nd time. Ballers retired in order in the top of the 5th inning. We'll go to the home half of the frame. 2-1 Glacier over Oakland on 860 AM The Answer.
Guests are informative, entertaining.
Should I stay or should I go? That's the song playing right now. That is also maybe the question you're asking about the Ballers homestand in the middle of June against Glacier 2 weeks from now. Should I stay? Should I go to Raimondi Park? You know the answer to that. Go. Go to Raimondi Park. See the Ballers play. Maybe you'll see Davis Druick break some more stuff, as he so likes to do. First pitch swung on and missed to start the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 lead for the Glacier Range Riders over the Oakland Ballers. Dylan Matsuoka attempting to complete this frame. Next pitch is flown to right field. That'll help the cause. Monteith is there, drifts in, and puts it away. 1 away. So Matsuoka now at 84 pitches. So Matsuoka, who has gone at least 5 in each start so far, attempting to do the same here today. He's actually gone exactly 5 in his first 2 starts. So will he pitch into the 6th? Probably not today, as his pitch count is already 85 as he locates a strike, low outside corner on the 3-hitter and lefty Clarkson. He has 2 hits. Fouls that back, nothing in 2. 2 for 2 today, Clarkson. Single up the middle, 2-run double down the left field line. That is the difference in this ball game. 2-1 Glacier leads. Top of the 5th, 1 out, bases empty. Lefty Clarkson waits. Righty Matsuoka delivers, and that is fouled sharply to left field and out of play. Another 0-2 coming from Matsuoka. Clarkson kind of just rolls over it, bounces it to third. Buford's throw in time. 2 down. And so we're seeing Druick in left today. That's a switch up. Buford at third. That's also a change. Trying to get both those bats in the lineup while also DHing Dylan Tatum. And Buford, we saw him start on opening day at third base, and he did not look good. So he's just trying to get some reps over there, and that's a good first play as he immediately sees one rip off his glove, a line drive, smoked off the bat of Liniak. He's hustling for 2 and has himself a double. Don't think that'll be an error considering it was 102 off the bat. I could be wrong, though, because Buford certainly could have caught it, but it is called the hot corner for a reason, and that ball was smoked at him by Liniak. Hit it on the screws right at the third baseman Buford, and it trickled down the left field line. Liniak gets the second on the play, and still waiting on the official ruling from Glacier. Runner on second, 2 outs. Casarella next. It is ruled a hit. A double for Liniak as there's a strike. on the outside corner to Casarella, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop out today. 2-1 game here in the bottom of the 5th. Casarella cuts and misses. He's down 0-2. 2 outs, runner on second is Liniak after his, well, it's now changed to an error. So it's an error on Buford. Cut and a miss, and 1-2-3. That's all the pitches Matsuoka needs to cut down Casarella and strand Liniak at second base rather. 7th strikeout for Dylan Matsuoka. He gets through 5 for a 3rd straight start to begin the season. No runs, no hits, an error, and 1 left in the home 5th for Glacier, who leads 2-1 as we go to the 6th on 860 AM The Answer. Start of the 6th, 2-1 Glacier over Oakland. Hey, Ballers fans, Heffernan Insurance Brokers has been helping people make smart decisions since day one, offering business insurance, personal home and auto, employee benefits, and retirement and wealth management. Make a smart decision for your business or family today. Visit Heffernan Insurance Brokers online at HEFFINS.com. That's HEFFINS.com. Top of the lineup for the Ballers here in the 6th. It was the top of the lineup in the 4th when the Ballers scored their lone run today. Darryl Buggs lined out to start that inning, but it was a positive start and foreshadowing for the fact that they would have much better luck against Bothwell in the 4th. Sac fly by Buford, the only run Oakland has scored. Glacier, meanwhile, hasn't scored since the 3rd. First pitch strike to Darryl Buggs, who is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a lineout. Still Bothwell in there. He's only thrown 73 pitches. Next from the lefty is popped foul off to the right behind home. 0-2. Sun shining on the mountains in right field. So majestic, that mountain range. You can see a little bit of snow on the tops of some of those mountains towards right field foul territory. 0-2. Tapped off the plate foul by Buggs. Bothwell went 6 last time out after only throwing 4 2/3 in his opening start. He surely has the ability to complete 6 today, given the fact he's only allowed 1 run and 1 hit, and his pitch count is below 80. He'd complete 7 if he could mow through Oakland here in the 6th. This is just the start of the 3rd time through the order for the Ballers. Another 0-2. Buggs watches a pitch sail outside. A ball and 2 strikes on Buggs. Speaking of Buggs, I've got one hovering around the window in front of me in the press box. Swing and a miss, 9 miles an hour above the eyes of Buggs. He badly chased. 8th strikeout for Bothwell. Brings up Pat Monteith. 1 out, base is empty. Top of the 6th. 2 on Oakland Trails. Bothwell has always been a strikeout pitcher. First is high and away to Monteith, who walked last time up. He's 0 for 1 with a run scored. Scored on the sac fly by Buford in the 4th. But Bothwell, who pitched at Indiana, finished his career 5th in program history with 240 strikeouts. He was a walk-on. Monteith lasers one, center field, chasing Liniak. He can't get there. It bounds up against the green padded wall out in center, and Monteith strolls into second with a two-bagger. A one-out double for Pat Monteith, just the second hit of the game for Oakland and the first of the extra base variety. Brings up Davis Druick. Chance for Oakland to tie it. Here in the top of the 6th inning, they trail 2-1. And Druick, man, a hit today, extending his hit streak to 8 games, but yesterday was the most impressive game of this 8-game hit streak with a 2-homer performance, his first as a pro. First pitch, hack, he completely missed. A changeup, 0-1. Druick on his 7-game hit streak, hitting .417, 10 for 24 entering today. 8 runs, 13 RBI. Chops one towards the Oakland dugout, 0-2. 2 doubles, 4 homers in his last 7 games before today. 3 multi-hit games, 4 multi-RBI games. That means he's producing runs at a very high rate lately. Driving in a ton lately. But he's down 0-2. He takes low, 1-2. Remember, on a close pitch, ballers could take with a little bit more, less caution, I suppose. Druick takes high at 93. I'm only saying that because Glacier has 1 challenge remaining, and they'd likely save it until the final couple frames. A close call here, and Druick, if he gets the call, would likely not get challenged. 2-2. Druick takes strike 3 on the outside corner, and he will not challenge that because actually when I look at TrackMan, it was right down the middle. That's the 9th strikeout for Bothwell. And before Cam Buford comes up, there's a chat on the mound. I believe this is the pitching coach for Glacier. Which is 13-year MLB vet Glendon Rush, who coached at IU Southeast. Glacier has a couple players that played there. Good NAIA school in Indiana. So Bothwell with the tying run at second, trying to pitch his way out of the 6th inning. 2 outs. Monteith doubled. He's still at second. 9 strikeouts for Bothwell. But he has to face Cam Buford, who had a sac fly, driving in the only run of this game for Oakland back in the 4th. 2-1, Glacier leads in the 6th. And Buford lasers the first pitch he sees foul behind home. Base hit here could easily tie this game for Cam Buford, who's up to 10 RBI on the year. 23-year-old. Hands high above the head. Takes outside, 1-1. Played for the State College Spikes of the MLB Draft League for the last 2 summers. Really nice field at Penn State. Talked to Adam Bogosian, who's from the Northeast. He told me about it today. Said it is one of the top 10 fields in college baseball. Buford lifts one to high center field. Liniak casually has plenty of time, makes the squeeze for out number 3. That had a huge launch angle of nearly 41 degrees, and Buford flies out. Monteith is stranded at second base. 1 hit in the inning, that double by Monteith. No score, though, in the inning for Oakland, and it's still 2-1 Glacier. As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, Rangers trying to extend their lead against Oakland. We'll see if the Ballers turn to a new pitcher or if it's still Matsuoka on the hill. When you return on 860 AM, The Answer. Home sixth here from Kalispell. 2-1 Glacier leads Oakland, 6, 7, and 8 to face Dylan Matsuoka, who's pitching into the sixth for the first time this season. It's time to look at some scores in the Pioneer League here in the bottom of the sixth inning. From Northern Colorado, the Owls, after winning yesterday against Billings, losing 11-3 today to the Mustangs. First pitch, a called strike on Tonkel, 0-1. Rocky Mountain, the Vibes leading Yuba Sutter 9-6 in the bottom of the sixth. The Vibes won yesterday 9-8. Tonkel lasers one to center field, but this one is hit almost right to Bugs. He did have to jog a little bit into the left center field gap, one down. Tonkel's now 0 for 3. 1 out, bases empty, bottom of the sixth inning, 2-1 Glacier. Matsuoka attempting to complete 6 innings for the first time as a baller. And looks like Idaho Falls and Grand Junction have not started yet. Wonder if there's some sort of delay there. There's a pop foul out of play by Manzo. 0-1. He's 0 for 2 today. Score from Great Falls, Missoula 6-2 in the top of the sixth, leads the Voyagers. Last night was not pretty. There's a ball blasted into the right center field gap. Bugs giving chase, then has to play it on a hop and quickly gets it in to hold him to a single. Nice job by Harris to cut the ball off and holds Manzo to just a knock. It's the first hit for Glacier since they had 2 in the third. A 1-out single for Manzo brings up Logan Beard, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. Missoula beat Great Falls yesterday 25-3. Yikes. Again, talking about the scores from around the Pioneer League here in the home sixth inning. Only one more to talk about. That's in Boise. Pop up, right field, angling foul though, as Monteith's running out of room, still going, slides, can't make the play. He's frustrated, nearly slammed the turf afterward because he was so close to make a sliding play just in front of the bench, nestled behind the turf mound, right field, Baller's bullpen, where it looks like Alec Rodriguez getting loose for Oakland. It is. The score, by the way, from Boise, 10-2 Ogden leading the Hawks in the top of the fifth inning. Another fly ball towards the Ballers bullpen. That one onto the berm in right field. 2 levels to that berm. Grassy area divided by some small boulders, I've decided to call them. Count is 0-2 on Beard with a runner on first, 1 out. Bottom of the sixth, 2-1 lead for the Range Riders. Pitch from Matsuoka. Outside for a ball, 1-2. Also want to highlight some former Ballers here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Elijah Pleasance won as we look at where he is now. That's the Eugene Emeralds. 1-2 pitch, fouled away. Pleasance pitched yesterday through a scoreless inning for Eugene. Did walk a batter, but no hits allowed for Pleasance. And he wasn't the only other baller. He wasn't the only former baller in action. Oh no, Matsuoka just threw one away. Bounces off the facing of the Baller dugout. To second goes Manzo. He'll stop there after the error on the pitcher on the attempted pickoff. Runner in scoring position with 1 away for Beard. And a 1-2 count, 1 out. Tyler Davis was in action last night for the Birmingham Barons. Yesterday for Birmingham, he threw an inning, did give up a run and a hit. It was an unearned run. He walked a batter. He struck out a batter. He got the loss, though. So that's unfortunate. But good to see Tyler still pitching well. 1-2. That's a wild pitch, but it goes to Lozano. He can't make the throw to third. There's not enough time. So catastrophe so far for the Ballers here in the sixth inning. At least we're bordering on it. An error from Matsuoka trying to pick off Manzo. Then he goes to third on the wild pitch that bounced off the padding sharply. Ended up back with Lozano before Manzo got to third, but there wasn't enough time to throw him out. So now a sac fly puts the lead back at 2 for Glacier. The 2-2 pitch to the righty Beard. is just cued foul, and his annoying foul balls are hurting Matsuoka because he's stayed alive, and because of Manzo's efforts, Manzo's been able to reach third in this at-bat. Infield drawn in for the Ballers on the turf, near the green part of the turf. Pitch low and in, it's 3-2. And you don't want to walk Beard, even with an open base at first, open base at second, because then Glacier could bring up the top of the order here in the 6th inning. Payoff pitch from Matsuoka to Beard. Is lifted to center. That'll get the job done. In the right center field gap. Bugs makes the catch. It's a sac fly as Manzo trots home. So an error means that's an unearned run at this point, but the error was on the pitcher, Matsuoka. Matsuoka also has thrown 100 pitches now, and the Ballers, I think, are going to let him ride. No, I'm not sure. Aaron Miles is perched at the top step of the dugout first base side. Matsuoka at 103 pitches. Dylan wants to finish the 6th inning, and he'll get a chance to. Here's Mendoza. First pitch. Outside, 1-0. So this will be his last batter, Matsuoka. If Mendoza reaches, Alec Rodriguez will enter in the pen. He's hot out there. He was throwing 100%. There's a cue shot towards the Baller dugout. That rolls just in front of the bullpen where it's picked up by someone in a Baller's hoodie. That's Chewy, protecting the bullpen catcher. There's a fly ball hit to left field. High arcing shot for Druick. First, he'll be really tested this game, and he makes the casual put away on his hip for out number 3. So Matsuoka throws over 100 pitches and finishes 6 innings. It's a quality start for Dylan as he allows just 3 runs. This one unearned, a hit in the inning, and no one left. Sac fly by Beard gets the run home for Glacier, who reestablishes a 2-run lead. It's 3-1 Range Riders. As we enter the 7th, there'll be a new pitcher for Glacier. We'll tell you about him when you return on 860 AM The Answer. New arm for Glacier to start the 7th. It's Jason Franks, a righty, enters, so the Ballers will likely go to their bench at some point now with a righty on the hill. A lefty started this game in Ty Bothwell. We'll give you his numbers in a moment after we tell you about Jason Franks. In the top of the 7th inning, he comes in with a 3-1 Glacier lead over Oakland. Franks pitched Saturday at Missoula through an inning, 2 hits, 1 run. It was unearned and a strikeout. Franks, 4 games pitched in this year, 1-0 record, 1.42 ERA, 6 1/3, 8 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, a hit by pitch, 10 strikeouts. Has given up a homer. 26-year-old, 6'3", 200-pound righty from Novato, California. Not to be confused with my name, Nevada. Denny Harris leads off the inning for Oakland. First toss. Swung on and fouled away. He was guessing dead red. He guessed right. He got a fastball top of the zone, Danny, and fouled it straight back. Franks takes the place of Bothwell, who did walk Harris once. That was one of only 2 walks for Bothwell today. Harris is 0 for 1 today with that walk. Next swung on to miss. Another fastball, 95, breezed in there from Franks. Bothwell's day today was stupendous. 6 innings, 2 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Popped up on the infield by Harris. This is in foul ground. The catcher, Mendoza, sheds the mask. He's called off by third baseman Manzo, who makes a sliding catch. Really went into the slide there to make it as Harris fouls out to the Glacier third baseman, 1 away. So Bothwell was great. 6 innings, 9 Ks, and just 1 run allowed, 2 hits total. Ballers have really struggled offensively today. I guess they scored all their runs yesterday. 12 runs and a 12-2 win. Just 1 run today and a 3-1 scoreline. Glacier leads. Christian Almanza shoots one past third into left field. Almanza's first hit of the day. He's happy to see a righty. He was 0 for 2. Singles past the dive of Manzo. Hard hit ball by Christian. It's only the 3rd hit for Oakland today. Single by Druick in the 4th, double by Monteith. He was stranded at 2nd in the 6th. Now a 1-out single by Almanza in the 7th. Ballers trailing Glacier 3-1. Here's Tilo. He takes the first pitch strike. That was some heat there at 94. Bottom outside corner. Tatum will be pinch hit for. Lou Helmig will be the new DH for Oakland with a righty on the hill. 0-1 to Tyler Lozano. High and tight to the Oakland catcher. Franks played at Cal Poly, drafted by the Braves in the 8th round in 2022. One ripped through the left side. It's a base knock for Tyler Lozano. He's got a 4-game hit streak, and the Ballers are in business here in the 7th. 2 on with just 1 out for the pinch hitter, Lou Helmig. We'll see if they stick with Franks. He's been really reliable as reliever this year for the Range Riders. Just the 1 earned run allowed. But the Ballers have the go-ahead run at the plate here in the 7th. So it's Lou Helmig who stands in from the left side, batting in the place of Tatum, who was 0 for 2 with a strikeout. It's a sensible change given the fact that there's now a righty on the mound. The big lefty Helmig ready for the first toss. It is outside for a ball, 1-0. Big spot here for the Ballers. They do not have much momentum, but back-to-back singles have put 2 on with 1 out in the top of the 7th, trailing Glacier 3-1 here in Kalispell. Next to Lou. Swung on, hit through the right side, base hit. Almanza waved around. There'll be no play at the plate as Lou Helmig has an RBI knock, a pinch hit single on the second pitch he sees. It's 3-2 Glacier, Ballers within 1. 3 straight singles for Oakland. Helmig just hit that one through the right side. And now another change. Lou comes through with his 8th RBI of the year. It's 3-2 Ballers, trail by just 1 as they attempt a late comeback against the Range Riders. Doesn't look like action in the Glacier bullpen either. And Isai Santos to hit for Nick Leahy here. Another lefty for righty switch. Wouldn't be surprised to see Santos stay in this game. Glacier's probably best pitcher right now, Cam Cowan, is a righty. So I think it's unlikely that Glacier turns to a lefty in the bullpen. They have some good lefties in the pen, so I won't count that out. but I wouldn't be surprised if Santos stays in this game. Isai walked yesterday in a pinch hit at bat. First pitch to the lefty, yanked low. The Ballers had 2 hits against the starter Bothwell. Here in the 7th against the reliever Franks, they have 3 straight hits with 1 out. Almanza, Lozano, and Helmick all singling. Santos takes a strike, bottom of the zone at 94. That one really was a ball, but a pitcher's strike. It just missed the bottom of the zone according to TrackMan. It's not a bad call by the home plate umpire, despite what technology might suggest. 1-1 count on Santos, the lefty. He swings and lines one into left field. It is caught by Tunkel. 2 down. Really nice approach from Isai there, going to the opposite field. Santos took a 94-mile-an-hour heater down the middle and tried to spray it to left. And now Bugs will be replaced. It's the 3rd straight pinch hitter, as O'Hara, the lefty, comes up. I wouldn't be surprised to see Glacier go to a lefty here to answer that change. So O'Hara in for Bugs, and he'll probably stay in this game in center field. Tying run at 3rd for Oakland. Go-ahead run at 1st in Helmick. Lozano is the runner at 2nd. 3 singles in this inning has amounted for 1 run so far as the Ballers have come within 1. It's 3-2 Glacier, top of the 7th. And the hitter is the pinch hitter, O'Hara. 3 hits yesterday. First toss on the outside corner at 96. O'Hara does not challenge, despite that being a ball off the plate. But Frank's getting the call from the home plate umpire, Kelly Atkinson. Next, O'Hara swings and misses at a breaking ball. Off-speed pitch. Stayed high, but O'Hara was early. And Franks, despite giving up a run, is just a pitch away from keeping Glacier in the lead, importantly, heading to the bottom of the 7th. With 2 on and 2 out, his 0-2 pitch to O'Hara is swung on and missed. A fist pump from Mendoza, the catcher, as Franks executes on the off-speed pitch, burying it against O'Hara, the pinch hitter. Ballers do get a run in the 7th, answering again, because each time Glacier has scored tonight, Oakland has put 1 on the board. However, they do trail 3-2 as we head to the home 7th. Time to stretch here from Kalispell. Oakland chasing 1 on 860 AM The Answer. Apologies to those on YouTube. Audio is back now. I muted myself. My mistake. Another new arm for Glacier here in the top of the 8th inning. As expected, Jason Franks is done after giving up 3 hits to the Ballers. And interesting, the Range Riders go to a lefty here, as the lefty will face 2 righties and a lefty this inning. But it's less surprising that it is Luke Cooper, who has pitched 6 times for Glacier, pitched to the tune of a 2.08 ERA, 8 2/3, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts, and had a clutch win Tuesday at Missoula. So that was more than a week ago now. That was the last time he pitched. First is cut on and missed by Monteith. 3-2. Glacier leads, 8th inning. Monteith takes high and away, 1-1. So Cooper, last time he pitched 8 days ago against Missoula in an 11-8 win, entered in the 8th and closed out the win. 1 2/3 hitless innings for the lefty Cooper. Monteith fouls it back. 1-2. And if Cooper can get through this part of the order, he then, well, I guess there's still more righties to come, but the pinch hitters that Oakland has gone to have been lefties. So there's lefties in the game. Pitches outside to Monteith. 2-2. Cooper, 6-foot left-handed pitcher, 24 years old, from Gainesville, Georgia. Not his first year with Glacier. Monteith takes outside, count is full. Cooper spent 2024 with Glacier after finishing his collegiate career at Kennesaw State. 26 appearances out of the bullpen, 31 1/3 innings, had a 7.47 ERA. Monteith flies one, right field. Clarkson still going back, just shy of the track, makes the catch for out number 1. One out for Davis Druick, no one on. Home run ties the game, and Druick has 4 of them in his last 5 games. Lefty-lefty matchup again for Druick. First pitch to him is in from the new arm, Luke Cooper. Ballers trailing 3-2 here in the 8th. Druick takes a strike. 1-1. One count pitch. Druick slices it left center field. It's down for a base hit. Tying run aboard for the Ballers as it's fielded by Liniak. A single for Druick. And Davis picks up his 4th multi-hit game in the last 8. 5th multi-hit performance of the season. He just cannot be stopped right now. He's on another planet offensively. And he brings up Cam Buford, represents the go-ahead run here in the top of the 8th. Glacier 3, Oakland 2. Really good contest here from Glacier Bank Park in Kalispell. And the first one gets away from the catcher. He can't find it. Mendoza could not handle that low pitch from Cooper. Wild pitch sends the tying run to second. Druick in scoring position for Cam Buford, who brought home Oakland's first run of the day with a sac fly back in the 4th. He is 0 for 2, however. Buford with 10 RBI this season, 1 today. Druick takes his lead at second. Beard, the second baseman, holding, then drifts back to his position. Buford takes a strike and challenges. 92, that was very close to the bottom of the zone. This will be overturned. Oakland is correct and remains, I think they just said Oakland has 1 challenge remaining. I believe Oakland has 2. Either way, it's a ball on Buford. And he swings and pounds one off the plate. Slow bouncer to third. It is touched foul. That was awfully close. The third baseman, Manzo, touched it near fair territory. But it was just ever so slightly foul. So a big spot here again for Oakland. It is 2-2 on Buford. Tying run at second is Druick. 3-2, Ballers trail. Time called by Cam. He steps out and then digs back in right side, representing the go-ahead run. Druick gets his lead at second. Cooper set, fires. Buford takes in, and he's punched out on a ball inside off the plate. He is not happy with the call from the home plate umpire, Kelly Atkinson. Especially, he already had to challenge in that at bat. Atkinson missed 2 calls, and Buford is rung up. Man, sometimes it can be so frustrating to have TrackMan. It wasn't an egregious call, but it was a ball incorrectly called a strike by Atkinson. Danny Harris next. Still can tie this game. Takes the first pitch ball low. Harris today is 0 for 2 with a walk. Druick at second. He's the tying run. 3-2 the score. Glacier leads. Top of the 8th. 2 down. Pitch. Harris cuts and misses at a middle fastball at 92. Cooper attempting to strand that tying run down there at second. The lefty wearing all white except for his green cap for the Range Riders. Looks at second, comes home. Harris takes off the plate at 93. It's 2-1. Danny adjusts the helmet. Rests the bat on the right shoulder. 2-1 pitch from Cooper. Harris takes low and in. And should Harris reach with the walk, it would be up to Christian Almanza with 2 down. Druick with his 1-out single advances second on a wild pitch. 3-1 to Harris. Is roped into right field. Clarkson still racing back. He can't get it. It's off the wall. Druick scores. Harris hustling for third. It's cut off by Beard. His throw, not in time. It's a game-tying RBI triple by Danny Harris. 3-3 in the 8th. 101 off the bat, 361 feet to right. Clarkson crashed up against the wall, and Druick scores on the play. Harris late, but picked up Aaron Miles, who sent him to third, and a good bit of base running puts the go-ahead run just 90 feet away for Christian Almanza. First pitch cut on and missed. He was early on the breaking ball from Cooper. Oakland has tied the game for the first time since it was 0-0. They've been trailing since the third. Almanza tried to check his swing. He did not, says third base umpire Rob Minter. It looked like the correct call, and Almanza's now down in the count. 0-2. A single his last time up against the righty Franks. This is a tougher matchup against the lefty Cooper. And Almanza, stays alive. Foul tip into and out of the mitt of Mendoza. That could prove costly. Still 0-2, though. Cooper with lots of room to work with. Almanza stays alive, fouling off 92. Three game. 2 outs. Top of the 8th. Danny Harris with the ribby triple. Sully standing in that Ballers bullpen. And Almanza strikes out on a pitch in the turf. And Cooper gets the K to end the side. However, the Ballers tie it up with a run in the 8th on 2 hits. No errors, 1 left. It's Danny Harris who comes up clutch with an RBI triple to right field. We're all square at 3. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and it will still be Alec Rodriguez, at least to start the inning, for Oakland against Glacier here on 860 AM The Answer. All square at 3 here in the 8th. Glacier coming up to bat against Alec Rodriguez. Leaky pipes, clogged drains, step up to the plate and call the pros at Mr. Reuter Plumbing. We're the home team when it comes to reliable service. Family owned, locally trusted, and proudly serving the Greater Bay Area with honest, dependable service. Mr. Reuter Plumbing is always ready in the pen. Don't let plumbing problems throw you a curveball. Mr. Reuter Plumbing is here when you need us. Well, the Ballers offense quiet today, but again, they stepped up where it mattered most. Danny Harris with the RBI triple in the top of this inning to help the Ballers tie this game for the first time since it was 0-0 in the, I guess, top of the 3rd. First pitch skips in from Rodriguez to start the bottom of the 8th. Alec walked 1, struck out 2 in a scoreless 7th. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Again, apologies to those listening on YouTube. I know those on 860 AM The Answer heard that bottom of the 7th, but 1-1 is tight, called for a strike. Glacier challenges 94 in off the plate. If they're wrong, they're out of challenges, but I think they're right. Casarella knew it was in. That was the same pitch. That's got to be frustrating for Oakland because that's the same pitch that Cam Buford struck out looking on in the 8th inning. And now Atkinson knows that he can't call that or at least shouldn't call that a strike anymore. It's now, I believe, 2-1 on Casarella. And he takes a ball, 3-1. 3-3, bottom of the 8th. Casarella takes 94, low. Ball 4, leadoff man on for Glacier, who, despite giving up the lead, still has a chance here to win this ball game. As Sully gets loose, wouldn't be surprised if, as Tyler Lozano calls time, if that's the last pitch that Alec Rodriguez throws. Connor Sullivan could come in here with 6 outs to get against this Glacier offense. But Aaron Miles still has not emerged from the dugout, and now he does. So Tilo is just buying time for Connor Sullivan to get ready. Alec Rodriguez, a scoreless 7th, but he walks the leadoff man here in the 8th. So Aaron Miles pivots to his closer, Connor Sullivan. It's Sully time when you return on 8:60 a.m. The Answer, 3-3 game in the bottom of the 8th. Don't be alarmed. Don't be scared. But there's a blue and purple monster that just emerged from the bullpen. It's Sully. Connor Sully Sullivan, the 23-year-old righty sidewinder submariner from Martinez, California, making his 6th appearance of the year for Oakland. 3 saves, 5 2/3 innings, 4 hits, an earned run, no walks, 6 strikeouts, and a 1.59 ERA for the second-year baller. 3 saves in the series against Grand Junction. Sunday, in that 9-6 win, he pitched a hitless 9th inning with a strikeout. Getting the saves Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. So here on Wednesday, you'd have to imagine he's feeling good, feeling fresh, and hoping to lock down the Glacier offense. He will face Gavin Tonkel with a runner on first. Xavier Casarella is the man aboard with no one out in the bottom of the 8th. 3-3 game. Oakland trailed 2-0 and then 2-1 after 4. They trailed 3-1 after 6, but then scored in the 7th and the 8th to tie this game at 3. And now Sully, not eligible for the save in this game, will pitch in relief. He'll try to get the final 6 outs. Righty Tonkel takes outside for ball 1. Tonkel today 0 for 3. Lined out to center last time. Runner at first is Casarella. Sully from the stretch fires and locates a strike on the outside corner at 77. Good breaking ball there from Sully. 1-1. This is Tonkel's first start of the series. Fouls it back. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Tonkel. 22-year-old from Brentwood, California. Played in the Phillies system. Casarella takes his lead at first. Sully comes home. Does he get the swing? No. It's a good call from first base umpire Tyler Malacca. It's 2-2 on Tonkel. Scoreboard says 2-1. That scoreboard has not been right this entire series. I've seen 3 balls and 3 strikes. Pitch from Sully. The 2-2. Outside and low. That's a really important take from Tonkel. Forces Sully to pitch to him here with a runner on and no one out. If Sully walks him, that would put 2 on with no one out for Glacier. Only needing 1 run to take the lead right back. You don't want to put that run in scoring position just like that. Payoff. Didn't quite get the outside corner. Tyler Lozano does not challenge. Oh, man, and it was a strike according to TrackMan. Another missed call by Kelly Atkinson burning the ballers. So 2 on with none out. Here's Efren Manzo. He takes a strike outside corner. So 0-1 on Manzo after back-to-back walks. One by Sullivan, one by Rodriguez. That pitch outside to Manzo. 1-1. Ball and a strike on the right-handed hitting Manzo. Hits one foul off to the right. Silly could use a strikeout here. Don't want the tying run to get to third with less than 2 outs. Manzo calls time. Single his last time up. He's 1 for 3 today with a run scored. Sully comes set at the belt on 1-2. 2 on, none out in the 8th. And a line drive. This could be 2, fielded by Harris. Throw to first in time. Double play. A one-hopper just to the right of second base. Danny Harris made the play, picking it up off the turf and whipping it quickly to Christian Almanza over at first. It's a 4-3 twin killing. 2 down. What a big play in this ball game. The go-ahead run is at third, but Sullivan's just 1 out away from stranding Casarella right there in his tracks. Here's Logan Beard attempting to give Glacier the lead with a base hit. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. Of course, with the go-ahead run at third, Sully's going to have to be a little more careful. A wild pitch would also give Glacier the lead in a 3-3 game here in the 8th. Next is outside, 1-1. Beard today, sac fly in the 6th. He gave Glacier a 3-1 lead. He is 0 for 1 today with a sac fly, a walk, and an RBI. He also struck out once. 1-1 from Silly. Comes home, misses just off the plate at 92. Again, that is a strike on the outside corner, and the Ballers are not getting that call. It's been a frustrating zone tonight from Kelly Atkinson. He's not been awful, just a few missed calls. There's a pop-up, shallow right field. Harris going out, but Monteith coming in, calls him off, and that is how the 8th ends. A pop-out to right field, and after back-to-back walks to start the inning, Silly gets a double play and a pop-out to end the frame. So no runs, no hits, no errors. 2 left for Glacier. Actually make that 1 because of the double play here in the bottom of the 8th. We go to the final frame, the 9th inning. Tied at 3. A good finish on our hands on a nice night in Kalispell, Montana. You're listening to Oakland Baseball on 860 AM The Answer. We arrive in the 9th in a tie baseball game. That's right, 3-3, Glacier and Oakland. And it is a new pitcher for Glacier. It is Cam Cowan entering for Luke Cooper. I've been warned about Cam Cowan. He can dial it up. The righty has been topping out, I think, around 97. According to Scott Gladstone, Glacier broadcaster. So Cowan in for Cooper, who goes 1 inning, gives up 2 hits, an earned run, did not walk a batter, and struck out 2. Cowan will face 7, 8, and 9 in the 9th. Glacier trying to walk it off in the bottom of this inning. Oakland trying to take the lead here in the top of the 9th. Here's Tilo. First from Cowan, a check swing foul ball that lands just to the right of the first base bag in the air. 0-1. So Cowan enters for Cooper, who gave up the RBI triple, game-tying triple with 2 outs in the 8th by Danny Harris. Cam Cowan has given up a couple earned runs in 5 2/3 innings. He has a 3.18 ERA. Lozano fouls it back. That was 95, 0-2. But Cowan has a save on the season. That was Saturday against Missoula. 2 innings, no hits, no runs, struck out 5 of the 6 he faced, including Robert Pena of Missoula. And Lozano strikes out 95. Low outside corner, too. Nothing that Lozano could do there. See if Lou Helmick could do something. It's a strikeout for Cowan, who is struck out now 14 in 6 innings. The righty, 25 years old, from Ankeny, Iowa. First to Lou is fouled straight back, 96. Low inside corner. So not only is Cowan throwing hard, but he's spotting the ball too. Lou Helmick, first time up. A pinch hit appearance, an RBI single. And he swings and misses at 96. Late, top of the zone. 0-2. 5 pitches, 5 strikes so far from Cowan. Next to Helmick. Low, so no immaculate inning. 95 below the zone. 1-2 on Helmick. 3-3, top of the 9th here in Kalispell. Ballers trailed 3-1. They've since tied it. Danny Harris's RBI triple in the 8th, the tying hit. Helmick lines one over second into right field. Go-ahead run aboard. Lou Helmick has hits in 2 plate appearances today. RBI single in the 7th, pinch hitting for Tatum in the 8th spot, and an RBI single, no, just a single here in the 9th with 1 out. Over the glove of the leaping Beard, the second baseman. Here's Nick Leahy as he had re-entered the game at shortstop for Isai Santos, so Santos is done after lining out in the 7th. At first pitch, skips into Leahy, 1-0. That pitch, by the way, that Helmick hit and pulled was a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. It was inside. Still impressive that he got the bat to it that quickly. Cutting a foul ball from Leahy. 1-1. Leahy, the shortstop, again, starting because Trey Cobb is hurt. He's expected back in about a week. Runner at first is Helmick with 1 out in the top of the 9th, tie game. And Leahy went for the fences there and came up empty on an off-speed pitch. 85, sitting fastball, triggered too early. Cowan already struck out Lozano. Then Helmick singled. He's trying to punch out Leahy here. Righty-righty battle. Fouled off. High inside heater at 96. Ballers having to speed up the hands here in the 9th. Temps are dropping into the 60s. It'll be in the 50s. Eventually the 40s tonight here in Kalispell. It'll warm up a bit tomorrow. I've forgotten to put my hoodie on, so I'm a little cold right now. A chill in the air. 0-2 from Cowan to Leahy. Is hit back to the screen. Gives Nick Leahy some credit. He's battling. Hadn't seen many pitchers throwing 96. He just fouled off an off-speed pitch there. Leahy definitely faced some good competition for UC Davis, but Cowan with some extra mustard on the baseball. 0-2. Leahy cuts and misses at 95. He was late on a fastball right down the middle. And that's what speed does for you. 2 down, leadoff man O'Hara next. He pinch hit for Bugs and struck out in the 7th. But he is a lefty. And just maybe he has his first big Oakland moment right here. The Danville kid. East Bay through and through. O'Hare at the plate. First pitch, hit to left field. It's falling fast, but falling into the mitt of Tonkel for out number 3. So, Ballers need to get 3 outs to force a knockout round. Glacier trying to walk it off, but they'll have to get through Silly to do so. Helmick stranded after the single. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left in the top of the 9th. We're tied at 3, heading to the bottom of the 9th. Here from Glacier Bank Park in Kalispell on 860 AM The Answer. District Council 16, Painters and Allied Trades represent the best in the business. Painters, drywall finishers, glaziers, and floor coverers proudly serving Northern California and Nevada. They stand up for top-tier training, great wages, strong benefits, and dignity on the job. Join the International Union of Painters and Allied Trades today. District Council 16, building the future, one skilled trade at a time. All right, here's the situation. 3-3, bottom of the 9th here in Glacier, in Kalispell, Montana. Sullivan against Mendoza to start the bottom of the 9th. No one out, of course. First pitch is high and away for ball 1. If Glacier scores 1 run, that's all they need in a tie game in the 9th, they'll walk it off against Oakland. If not, knockout round. I prefer that. Mendoza takes a strike, outside corner, 1-1. And each team has at least 1 challenge remaining. Glacier has just 1. They can use it twice if they get it right the first time. Mendoza takes a ball in. Called a ball correctly by home plate umpire Kelly Atkinson. 2-1. Oakland has 2 challenges left, just so you know. Mendoza grounds 1 foul of third, just past Todd Pratt in the third base coach's box. 2-2. Mendoza today, single, walk, fly out. He scored in the 3rd on the 2-run double by Clarkson. Foul ball to the screen, 2-2. Glacier led 2-0 after that 2-run double in the 3rd by Clarkson. Oakland scored 1. Glacier answered in the 6th. But Oakland plated runs in the 7th and the 8th. Danny Harris, the game-tying RBI triple in the 8th inning. That's how we're tied at 3. Mendoza softly hit to short. Leahy charges, gets a nice hop from the turf, then steadies himself before throwing to first for the out, 1 down. He could have rushed it, but he knew the runner was Mendoza. He knew he had time because he got to the ball quickly. And he took a little extra time, just enough to make a perfect throw to first, 1 down. Ballers 2 outs away from forcing a knockout round. One of the more stressful games this season for the Ballers. They've played in a lot of blowouts on both ends. Here's Lavari. First pitch, takes a strike, 0-1. That was 92, fastball at the base of the zone. He's 0 for 3 today with a walk. The lefty, Lavari, swings and fouls it back, 0-2. And if you're Sully, you pitch around him here. Don't expect this 0-2 pitch to be in the zone. Strikeout in the 7th for Lavari. Pitch in the dirt at 85, 1-2. Lavari 1 home run this season, so has the ability to end this game. Takes inside, 2-2. Sully stands back on the rubber, working from the windup. He kicks, delivers, outside, called a ball at 91. That was way off the plate. Full count. Sully has to be selective about which pitch he throws here. You can't groove one, but you don't want to walk on the winning run. Payoff, waved on and missed. How about 84, the change piece way off the dish, and Lavari chased. 2 down. Sully 1 out away from getting the final 6 outs of this game to send this game to the knockout round. We will take a break if this game goes to a knockout round, so you'll have some time to relax if this game goes to the knockout round. Foul by Howell, 0-1. Glacier will need some time to set up the field, get the equipment ready. Howell is 0 for 3 with a walk today. Struck out last time against Sully. And takes just off the plate there. 1-1. Lozano's got 2 challenges remaining. Might want to use them on any more close pitches. That's off the plate. 2-1 to Howell. He's hit some clutch homers before. You know he's trying to hit a walk-off homer for his Glacier Range Riders. 1 pitch away now, foul ball to the screen, 2-2. 3-3, bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, bases empty. Howell is Glacier's last chance to walk it off. Otherwise, we'll go to a knockout round here in Kalispell. Last pitch was right down the middle, and Howell just missed it. This one is low, 3-2. Sully has walked 1, has retired the rest. He entered in the 8th. His 3-2 is outside, call ball 4. Lozano challenges it, but it's off the plate. And the winning run is aboard for Glacier. It is a confirmed ball. Oakland is not out of challenges. They just set it over the public address system. Tyler Lozano making sure to tell everyone 1 challenge remaining. So there's a little delay here. No, I guess we're ready to go. Well, Oakland should have 1 challenge remaining. Umpires should know that. First pitch fouled back by Clarkson, who's trying to end this game. 3-3, bottom of the 9th inning from Kalispell. Ballers trailed in this game 3-1. Sullivan trying to force the knockout round. That game-deciding home run derby. If this game cannot be decided here in the 9th. Pitch is low, 1-1 on Clarkson. With Howell at first, does he go? He might. 16 stolen bases last year for Glacier, 1 this season. 1-1 pitch. That is driven to center field, but right there is Michael O'Hara to secure the final out of this ball game, which means it ends in a tie, 3-3, and we will go to a knockout round. Connor Sullivan gets the final 6 outs, walking 2, but he strikes out 1, and most importantly, just puts up another 0. So 2 innings for Sully, just no hits allowed, no runs, and 2 walks, 1 strikeout for Connor Sullivan. So again, to tell you how this game went real quick, Glacier scored first. They were up 2-0. Oakland scored 2-1. Glacier scored again in the 6th, 3-1. But then Oakland in the 7th got an RBI single by Lou Helmick. They had 3 singles in a row to make it 3-2. And then Danny Harris with an RBI triple in the 8th to tie the game with 2 outs to make it 3-3. So we go to a knockout round. Who will the teams turn to? We've seen Tremaine Cobb already, this season for the Ballers, but he is hurt, so they'll have to go to someone who hasn't done the knockout round before. We'll tell you who it is after the break. Knockout round when you come back on 860 AM, The Answer. It's knockout round time after a 3-3 tie. James Harris is ready, and Cam Buford will be the one to try to hit his pitches here in Kalispell. He will be opposed, it seems, by Glacier's Kingston Liniak, who won a knockout round this season against Missoula. That was back a week ago today, so something about Wednesdays for these Range Riders. We had a 3-3 tie after regulation. Danny Harris had the game-tying triple in inning number 8 to send us eventually, after Sully got 6 outs, to the knockout round. And here we go. It's the second knockout round of the year for the Ballers. No Trey Cobb. He is injured, so the Ballers will turn to Cam Buford for the knockout round. Now the umpires, I'm guessing, are going to take some more time to make sure that this mound is measured out correctly. Either way, there's some delay here before the knockout round. So to review the rules of the knockout round, let's do that real quick. It is a 2-minute timer on the board. So each team has 2 minutes to hit as many home runs as possible. But they only have 5 outs to work with. So you got to work against the clock. And you have to try hit as many as you can, but every swing that is not a home run is called an out. And in Oakland's opening day game this year, they had a knockout round win. Trey Cobb was the winner, and all he had to do was hit one because his opponent didn't hit any. But now the Ballers, for the first time as a road teamer in the knockout round, and it's Cam Buford, who will attempt to knock baseballs out of Glacier Bank Park. It is shorter to left field, so the Ballers roll with a righty in Buford, the home run king of Grambling State. First pitch he sees is taken, and the knockout round is underway. Second pitch taken. James Harris, assistant coach, throwing the pitches. Buford now swings and grounds one foul. Not a great start. 1 out. Next pitch, the fourth to Buford. He swings and grounds it to third. This is not a good sign. He's got to get the ball in the air. He takes the next pitch. Still 1:35 on the timer. 2 outs. Buford takes again. 1:30 remaining. Plenty of time. He takes once more. He's loading up here. Pitch. Swung on, lifted. Left field by Buford. It has the distance. Will it stay fair? Yes. He's got one. He has to set the tone. He drives the next to left field. This is way gone. Buford with 2 in a row. He's on fire, and then he hits one off the cap of the bat. 3 outs, 2 homers. Then takes a pitch. Then swings and lines one. 4 outs. He's already hit 2 homers. 55 seconds left. He should wait until he sees a great pitch from James Harris. Both homers have been to left field in this knockout round 1. He set the bar pretty high already. Can he add a third? Next pitch from Harris. Swung on, lifted. Left field. High and deep left field towards the scoreboard. And gone off of the scoreboard. Third for Cam Buford. He swings again. Deep to left. See ya. That's 4. Buford swings. Are you kidding me? He is on a tear. He hit that one to the mountains here in Glacier. That's 5. Next pitch. Swung on, lifted, left field. This will do it. 4 outs. Then he hit 2 more homers, and then he hit a third in a row. 5 homers for Cam Buford. What a performance from the Grambling State Home Run King, who had his first pro homer on Saturday against Grand Junction, a 2-run shot to right center, but he shows his power to left. All 5 homers to the shorter left field here at Glacier Bank Park, and now it's Glacier's Kingston Liniak who has to hit 5 to force round 2 in the knockout round. If he cannot hit 5, Oakland wins by knockout, and the Ballers are on the field ready to go berserk if that is the case. And Cam Buford can only watch now. He had grounded the first 2 balls to the left side of the infield. One was a foul ball, and then he turned it around and kept hitting bombs. And now here's Kingston Liniak, who needed just 1 homer to beat Missoula last Wednesday. And he takes a pitch. We're underway in his side of the knockout round. He takes the second pitch. Liniak, a good power hitter. Again, 6 of his last 7 hits have gone for extra bases in the regular season, but this is the knockout round, and he grounds 1 foul, 1 out. It was in fair territory, but who's counting at this point? Now another ground ball, 2 down. He hit that one to the shortstop position. Liniak struggling to get the ball in the air, but this is where Cam Buford took off. And he ropes this one to right center field. That's not the right part of the park. It bounces in center, 3 outs. Liniak might not get 1. Oh, I think he got one. Left field, deep. Is it fair, though? No, it's foul. 1 out away. Liniak pops it up. This game is over. Knockout. Cam Buford hits 5 bombs in the knockout round. Kingston Liniak erased. Ballers take the first 2 here in Kalispell, and for the first time this season, they have a 3-game win streak. Ballers improved to 9-5 and 2-0 in knockout rounds. We'll step aside one more time here on 860 AM The Answer and on YouTube. Ballers win. Cam Buford, the hero here in Kalispell. What a knockout round performance today from Cam Buford. He's going to need a nickname after that one. Maybe Bashin Buford after he hit 5 knockout round bombs. And all of them were back-to-back because the first 2 were back-to-back homers. And then the last 3 were back-to-back-to-back. Unbelievable stuff from Cam in the knockout round. I'm Nevada Collin. We've got Vince back in our 860 AM The Answer studio doing a fantastic job once more with that little audio recap for those listening on 860. If you're listening on YouTube, sorry. Vince, unfortunately. We'll just see if we can find a way to get that little audio recap for those of you on YouTube maybe later this season. But for now, anyways, here's the post-game show here from Kalispell. It'll be, I won't say short and sweet, but, man, that knockout round spoke for itself. And there's really not much to talk about in terms of the actual game because not much happened. I think the important things to hit on in terms of the game, Dylan Matsuoka was amazing. 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 7 strikeouts. He did walk 4, but it's the longest he's pitched this year for the Ballers, and it looked like it was going to be a tough luck loss for Matsuoka, with Glacier scoring 2 in the 3rd and then 1 in the 6th. Ballers had only scored 1 through 6 innings. But then in the 7th, they got a Lou Helmick RBI single, back-to-back-to-back hits by Almanza, Lozano, and Helmick to make it 3-2 in the 7th. And then in the bottom of the 7th, also credit to Alec Rodriguez, pitched a 1-2-3-4 inning. He walked 1. He struck out 2 in a scoreless frame. Then in the 8th, that was when it really happened for the Ballers. The saving grace, Davis Druick, a 2-hit game, a single to left with 1 out, and then Danny Harris, a 2-out triple to right field. Just blasted a ball over the right fielder Clarkson's head. 2-out triple. Again, the Ballers didn't have a triple all season until they left Raimondi Park. I guess it is hard to hit a triple at Raimondi. Most parks are bigger than Raimondi Park size-wise because the elevation is higher in other parks, so they have to be bigger parks, and triples are more likely. Anyway, Danny Harris with the game-tying RBI triple in the 8th. Another clutch hit for Danny. He's had such clutch swings recently. He had the game-winning double on the 27th against Grand Junction. And then Sunday against Grand Junction, he had a 2-run single in the 8th that gave the Ballers a 9-6 lead in that game. And now he gets the RBI triple today. You actually get to, it's now out on YouTube thanks to Ben Verhoek, who just edited and put out the podcast today. Beescast is up, new episode just dropped. And I actually got to sit down and talk with Danny Harris, so you'll hear a little bit about his story in that interview that just dropped on YouTube. Anyways, that was the game because Connor Sullivan got a nice double play in the 8th, then pitched a scoreless 9th inning to send it to the knockout round. And, yeah, great stuff from Sully. Enough said. He won't get credit for the win in this game, but he deserves the win after shutting down Glacier, allowing just a couple walks but no hits and no runs over the 8th and the 9th innings. And then the knockout round, and what more can be said about the performance from Cam Buford. When you go first in the knockout round, it's tough because you got to set the tone. If you don't hit a home run, then all the other team needs to do is hit 1 home run in 5 tries, and these are professionals. They hit BP bombs all the time. But Buford, after being out twice, he grounded 2 balls to the left side, then started airing them out to left field and hitting them pretty far. The 2 back-to-back bombs were encouraging, and it felt like that might be enough, and obviously it was. Liniak didn't hit any after winning a knockout round a week ago today. Liniak didn't hit any today. But Buford, after being down to 4 outs, takes his time. James Harris does a great job, assistant coach for the Ballers in his 2nd year, does a great job calming him down, and then just grooving some pitches. James threw it right down the middle, or at least right where Cam Buford liked it. And he just hit 3 balls very far to left field in a row to push his total to 5 home runs and win the knockout round because Liniak didn't have any. 5-0, maybe one of the biggest blowouts in knockout round history in its couple years in the Pioneer League. But the Ballers win after a 3-3 tie with a 5-0 knockout round win. Yeah, enough said. Again, I can go over the line score, but it's 3 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors for the Ballers, 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors for Glacier. But just clutch hitting for the Ballers is the story today. And, of course, another great pitching performance. Oakland has allowed just 5 runs through the first 2 games of this series. Harris, the RBI triple, tied the game in the 8th. And then the clutch hitting by Buford in the knockout round. Doesn't count in the box score, but it does count where it matters most, the win column. And Oakland improves to 9-5 on the year. They have won 3 in a row for the first time this season. They improved to 2-0 on the road. And they are red hot right now, the Ballers. After taking a series against Grand Junction, they are just 1 win away from at least splitting the series in Glacier. Obviously, after winning the first 2, their goal is to win this series in Kalispell so that they can be one of the teams that makes it to the Pioneer League playoffs by booking one of those 2 first-half spots. Let's take a look at some scores from around the league after the Ballers win this one after the 3-3 tie. I'm pretty sure Idaho Falls and Grand Junction was rained out. Billings beat Northern Colorado 14-4. Rocky Mountain escaped Yuba Sutter 11-10. And Missoula up on Great Falls 7-5. Ogden beating Boise right now, bottom of the 9th, 11-4. That might be final. It is not quite. Ogden's 1 out away from an 11-4 win in Boise. So let's take a look at the standings now. It's still very early in the season, but the Ballers with that win are now 9-5, which is tied with Yuba Sutter for 3rd. And they are just 3.5 games back of first place Rocky Mountain, who is just running away with it. We thought maybe, Northern Colorado's just bad. Maybe Rocky Mountain's just really good out in Colorado Springs. They've ripped off 6 straight wins, including back-to-back wins over the 2024 champs, the Yuba Sutter High Wheelers. Now for some scores in Major League Baseball as we wrap up this post-game show here from Kalispell. I'll just give you a couple scores. Top of the 9th in San Fran, the Giants are winning 6-5. They are facing off against the Padres. And the Athletics in the top of the 8th, 4-1 Twins lead that one. Well, that'll do it for us here from Kalispell. The Ballers win in a knockout round by a score of 3-3 in regular time. And then in the knockout round, they win 5-0. Just an unbelievable performance by Cam Buford that I can't wait to talk to him about after this one. Thank you to everyone who helps make this broadcast possible. Vince back in our 860 AM, The Answer Studios, also always does a wonderful job. Thank you to Brendan Colthurst for helping solve the YouTube audio issues. For those listening on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. And we are very happy that we were able to provide you all with a quality audio stream today after a spotty one yesterday. Thank you to Tyler Peterson for setting me on the road. And I know he was hooked on this one. Just a very fun finish. And thank you to everyone else who helps make the Ballers broadcast possible. Thank you, the listener, for tuning in on 860 AM The Answer and on YouTube. More baseball tomorrow. Again, 6:05 pack time with a 6 o'clock start for the pregame show. And I'll make sure not to mute myself in the pregame show this time. And that's about it. So final score, one more time, 3-3, then 5-0 in the knockout round. Cam Buford defeats Kingston Liniak. Cam Buford with the big win in the knockout round. So that is it for us from Kalispell. We'll talk to you all tomorrow. I'm Nevada Cullen saying so long. Have a great rest of your Wednesday evening. Ballers win again. That's 3 in a row. Cam Buford, don't call it a streak. 5 homers in the knockout round. Have a good night.